Hello, everybody. My name is Graham Elwood, and you are watching The Political Vigilante. Hit the like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. YouTube is unsubscribing people. We're stuck again at 74,200 subscribers. Come on. Come on, Deep State. Just let a guy make a living. You know what I'm saying? But another great way to support the show is go to patreon.com/Graham Elwood, where Gina G supports the show, submitted this to me. How the Resnick snack food fortune is fueling the assault on Iran. This is by Max Blumenthal's in Mint Press News. And I'm going to show you a clip from this documentary that they basically, this Beverly Hills couple are willing to risk war with Iran in the Middle East, all in order to boost and protect their lucrative pistachio business. It sounds insane. It sounds like an Onion title, but it's real and it's crazy. So I'm going to show you a clip from the documentary, and then I'm going to just kind of break down a little bit the article. But it's crazy. And this just what I get from this is how out of control these billionaires are. How insane they are. We got to make money for pistachios, so we're going to help fund AIPAC. That's what you're going to see. They're funding AIPAC, and they want to push for false flags. They've advocated for false flags for pistachios. I'm not joking. I'm not joking. This is how insane the ruling class is. It's how out of control, anything for profit. They don't care who gets hurt and they already are billionaires. They already are billionaires. The ruling class they're horrific people. They're bad people. They're not just like, well, they're just trying to provide for my family. You got enough for your family. So they don't care if it's a form of insanity. I don't know what else to say. It's insane. This is what insane people do. And this is just the wanton greed of toxic late stage capitalism that is basically fueling the collapse of the American empire.
In 2015, California was at the peak of its worst drought in history. The news was full of scary stories. Farmers tearing out their crops. They said the state was on the verge of a modern-day Dust Bowl. I was living in LA at the time, so we decided to take a road trip to see this catastrophe for ourselves. This is the heartland of California agriculture. It was supposed to be the epicenter of the drought. But the first thing we noticed when we got out here was that there were new plantings going in everywhere. Massive fields of pistachios and almonds spreading out as far as the eye could see. Farmers are planting thousands of acres of water-hungry new crops, all during the worst drought in history. To find out what was going on, we would have to go back to LA. The people who own these farms live in Beverly Hills. Billionaires Stuart and Linda Resnick are the world's biggest farmers of tree nuts. She's a child of Hollywood. He's a businessman with ties to the mob. Gimmicky mass marketing is a secret to their success. They single-handedly created a boom around pistachios.
Folks, evidently sales of pistachios have not skyrocketed in the last 30 seconds due to a lack of branding. Well, let's take care of that. Pistachio. Wait for it. Pistachio.
Somehow, there was no water shortage for these billionaires. While everyone else was told to conserve, they were expanding during the drought. News stories made it all about the weather, as if the drought was natural and inevitable. But as we discovered, the real causes of California's water shortages are man-made. They're political.
I just want to interrupt here for a second. Living in LA, I remember this 2015, and it was, I mean, there was like, if you watered your lawn, if you used too much water, you got fined, right? Of course, regular people get fined. Governor Jerry Brown, who was the then governor at the time, instituted these big plans to save water. They were giving people rainwater catchers for their home, which I'm a big advocate. That's a great thing. You should do that anyway. Collect rainwater, put it in these barrels and all this stuff that had little spigots on the end so you could put a hose. And, Jerry Brown did these really strict measures, and California reduced its water consumption by 20%. Wow. The people of California did that, not these billionaire dicks. They always get their own rules. And of course, it's just for money. They don't care about the environment. They don't care about you and me. They don't care about their employees. They don't care about anybody but themselves. And they already had plenty of money. They just need more and more and more because they're filthy, greedy, soulless, maggot-ridden billionaire ruling class.
Farms use 80% of the state's water supply. This one giant corporate farm owned by the Resnicks uses more water than the entire population of LA.
Yes, you heard that right. One of the Resnicks farms uses more water than the entire population of LA. Okay, yeah, we need water for crops, and California's got the 5th largest economy in the world, but crops to feed people, not just boost the pistachio. They just wanted to make money off pistachios because, and we're going to get into it in the article, but because it's a profitable crop, it's not good for society. It's not like, oh God, we need pistachios. It's not produce. It's not fruits and vegetables that you need to consume to survive. I like pistachios. They're nice, but you don't need them. And they just did it. They're not like what crop uses the least amount of water that people need. They're never thinking, the billionaire assholes never think about anybody but themselves. They're not, what's best for society? What's best for the state? Oh, we're in a drought. What's the best plan? No, we want it. I don't care. It's a drought. 85% of the state's water consumption is for agriculture. And this one farm, there's 4 million people living in Los Angeles. A farm used more water than 4 million people. It's unreal. I'm so sick of these rats. These filthy billionaire rats.
Plenty of water, but it's been privatized by a small group of powerful farmers to grow snack foods in the middle of the desert. Our road trip took us deep into the dusty heart of California. The eco-hippie paradise where farming and oil production live side by side.
When anybody like you wants to run my life, I get upset.
Sir, nobody's running your life. If you'd like to work in the oil industry, that's your right. I have a right to be an environmentalist.
Yeah, you can be as stupid as you want, and you have that privilege.
We met farm workers in small towns where the tap water was toxic or not running at all. Why does no one talk about it?
Why? Because they are afraid.
Money.
From the state level right down to the smallest local district, water was being privatized.
Exactly.
The pumping here, the illegal pumping that you're saying here,
Yes.
is it directly affecting the well?
Yes.
So why is that not being talked about?
Because money. American greed. Thank you.
And when we crossed paths with a bunch of farm lobbyists, we discovered something surprising about the pistachio boom.
And Iran could go ahead and start exporting to the United States.
It was all dependent on an embargo of imports from Iran.
We have Arabs that live around here. We have Arabs that take care of that own pistachio orchards. Well, how do you feel? Does a Muslim bother you?
The secret to world peace is pistachios.
Dennis Rodman does it because he's nuts. Wonderful pistachios. Get cracking.
So that's the trailer for this documentary, which go to watch the whole film is Pistachio Wars. But yeah, the very end. Because you know who's the biggest, one of the biggest producers of pistachios? Iran. Yeah. So these greedy assholes take all the water out of California, especially during a drought, And then they want to block. That's why they put money into AIPAC. I'm not joking. This is insane. This is farmers in California. These big corporate farmers are acting just like the insane oil lobby. Yeah. And this documentary talks about a billionaire power couple had successfully manipulated the state's political system to privatize the water supply for their own financial benefit, right? The Resnicks had been pumping money into some of their most militantly pro-Israel think tanks in Washington, including the American Jewish Committee and the Washington Institute for Near East Policy. Both of these outfits have lobbied heavily for sanctions on Iran and against the Iran nuclear deal. One went up Executive Pat Clausen has even called on the U.S. to stage a false flag attack that could trigger a war with Iran. I've been talking about false flag with Iran for over a year. Get ready, the false flags. I said it in spring of 2019, they're coming. I was at an no war with Iran protest a year ago, January 2020. I didn't even realize this. Part of it is pistachios. So it's not just the oil. So now these billionaires, because if Iranian pistachios flood the marketplace, it'll hurt their profits. They don't care that there's contaminated water. They don't care that they helped fuel a drought. And again, if there's another two, all it's going to take, it started raining again 2016 and okay, the water aquifer, fine. And everyone's like, oh, the drought's over. And I said, yeah, for now, all it's going to take is another 2-3 dry winters, because that's the rainy season in California, and we're back in another drought again. When you've got a state of 45 million people draining water, and now these corrupt corporate farms. The billionaire nut barons were not only threatening the environment and livelihoods of their local competitors, they were bankrolling forces determined to take America to war against a rising Middle Eastern power. How crazy do you got to be? This billionaire ruling class, they're domestic terrorists. What happened at the Capitol is awful. And are there scary neo-Nazi groups with guns? Yeah, sure. Should they be called domestic terrorists? You know what? Yeah, probably. But the real threat is the intelligence community and the billionaire ruling class. That's the real threat. I'm not excusing what happened at the Capitol, but if you want to put them on a level of who's the most threatening, it's folks like this. They don't care if they destroy the environment. We're in climate collapse. They don't care as long as they make profit. The interview with the Gray Zone, the filmmakers detailed the dangerous nexus between Resnick's pistachio profits and the escalating economic attack on Iran. So don't buy pistachios anymore. That's done. Would importing pistachios from a place like Iran or another pistachio producing region take some of the pressure off of California's water supply? Probably, but it would hurt their profits, so who cares? That's how they think. And then we've got just gutless, spineless, applesauce eating, do nothing in the Democratic Party, specifically the Progressive Caucus is a waste. They won't fight or do it. This is who you're up against. Pistachio farmers that are screwing over small farmers in California, poisoning the water, stealing the water from regular Californians who just need it to brush their teeth and do laundry and cook. And now they're funding AIPAC. They want to start a war in Iran. Don't care. That'll kill people, innocent people. They don't care because as long as they're pistachio profits. So you think the Democratic Party and weak sellouts like the Squad and Bernie and Tulsi and all them, Joe Biden. They won't, because they don't have the guts to stand up to this. This is pure evil. I mean, these are awful, evil, horrible people. And you can't stand up to them by, well, now's not the time. It's not we can't force the vote. Like, this is who we're up against. People who are willing to start a war to protect their pistachio business. That is at a level of out of control greed and narcissistic personality disorder power hunger that is detrimental to life on planet Earth for human beings. So if you're not ready to get in that fight, squad, get out. Get out of the way. California farmers, led by the Resnicks, have been draining aquifers and rivers at an alarming rate and are currently pushing through a devastating plan to siphon off two of the largest rivers in California, all in order to feed the pistachio boom. And that's where we are today. Not only are American pistachio farmers destroying California, but they're willing to risk war in Iran and the Middle East, all in order to boost and protect their lucrative pistachio business. So when I say vote with your dollars, don't buy these ever again. Don't fall for their cute little ads. Don't do it. Don't buy pistachio ice cream. I mean, just don't do it. And are the senators and Congress people from California going to do a damn thing about it? The Democrats, they're all Democrats. No. Are the state legislatures who are all Democrats? No. Is Gavin? No, Gavin Newsom's not going to do a damn thing. He's going to take some tax money and buy more teeth polishing, teeth whitener. Those big freak teeth of his, and hair gel. I don't think anyone at MSNBC or CNN or any of those jackbones at Fox are going to cover this. None of them are going to cover it. This is why we don't have a democracy. We have a kleptocracy run by oligarchs who will start wars and kill people. They don't care. They don't care. They think of you as they don't even think of you as human. If you're not part of their billionaire ruling class, they don't care about you. It is sadistic and inhuman to want to start a war to sell pistachios. Like, to start a war for any just profit motive is awful. Any war is awful. All wars are nonsense. All wars are awful. This is next level greed and insanity. But don't criticize the squad and the Democrats. That's mean. They're mean. Squad has done nothing in 2 years. Tell me what they've done in 2 years. Tell me. Find me one piece of legislation that they pushed through that's made all of our lives better, that stopped wars, that's held awful people like the Resnicks accountable. Find it. Where is it? Where is it? I don't see it. I don't know it. They're good on Twitter. Tweets don't change laws, though. They could. AOC could use her 11 million Twitter followers to do something. She won't. She won't. So they're going to keep incremental centrism, push it down the road, push it down the road, push down the road. While the billionaires steal our water and start wars over tree nuts. All right. Good luck. Thanks for watching the show, ladies and gentlemen. Like, share, subscribe, support what we're doing. We can talk about stuff that nobody else is. And thank you, Gina G, for submitting this story. Shave your knuckles for justice. Yeah, boom. Thanks for watching, everybody. Please hit the like button, the subscribe button. Go to patreon.com/Graham Elwood and rockfin.com/Graham Elwood, where you can support the show. Also, I have a Bitcoin wallet, a Bitcoin Cash wallet, and an Ethereum wallet in the show notes. We're taking cryptocurrency. I have a Coinbase affiliation link. We're going to be getting on some other exchanges. So that's how you support the show. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. YouTube is unsubscribing us at an alarming rate. I have a PayPal button at GrahamElwood.com. I even have a Venmo at Graham-Elwood. There's a lot of ways to support our show. We are getting crushed by YouTube. We've dipped under 73,000 subscribers because of YouTube. Thanks for supporting what we do.